Hello, welcome to Comfy Cozy Up. So today is all about my favorite romance novel that I read in 2020. As of today, I completed 16 romance novel, which is very low for me. Typically, I am close to 30, the 30 mark, a little bit over 30 a year. So this was a not a big year for me when it comes to romance, even though there was quite a few romance novel that did catch my attention, but I never picked them up. So I definitely want to get back to reading a little bit more because I love romance novel. The romance novel just put me in a feel good moment, have me thinking about possibility, life, love. It's just a genre that really I gravitate to, especially if I'm a little bit down. This is just like I know I could pick one of those up and it's gonna make me smile. So these 5 books that I chose, the favorite of the year, had the bits and pieces of that. They weren't too overly emotional. They felt more like realistic romance that could possibly happen to the average person. And so I find that that's what I did this time around, versus a lot of times I do like the fairy tale ending, the over the top drama, versus this is just more of, these are chill romance to me that I actually enjoy. To have, messages of starting over and all that stuff, which is something that I appreciate. So I'm gonna get into it now. So number 5, Let Me Be Your Motivation. And this was the last one that snuck into the 5, and I read this month because what I liked about this story, it is about a woman who find out on the day of her wedding that husband to be was already married and had a baby on the way. So a bit devastated, and she decided to go on the honeymoon trip that was planned by herself. And I like that because I always have this thing where it's on my bucket list of doing a solo trip, of going, just going away somewhere by myself to like a tropical area. In this case, she went to Mexico, so it's warm. You can think of the beach, the food, the drinks, that kind of deal. While she's there, she met a man she knew prior, who she went to high school with, that she had a crush on, but they never knew each other. They were never in the same circle. She was very much the nerdy girl that was always studying. He was the athlete that all the women wanted. And liquid courage and things happen there. But I love how the romance between them happened, because you can tell they need each other. She was such a plain Jane wannabe, by herself a lot. She's very much ambitious and academic, and he is the athlete that's so used to getting things his way, always getting the it girl, the girl who everybody's looking at, and she was none of that. And to me, that was really nice how they put that story together of them balancing each other out. It was so, and it wasn't long. I think it was 140 something pages, but it was just enough that you didn't need this long everlasting story. It was to the point, and I love how it made me feel when it was done. Number 4 is Get a Life, Chloe Brown. I read this in January. It was like the first romance I read for the year, and when I think of this book, I'm always like, get a life, Peter. Get a life, because I love how this character, the female character in this, had an experience that made her create like a bucket list, like in terms of things she wants to do. And one of them was to be on her own, to live in her own apartment. And she had all these other things on the list, but that one is what sparked something, because she ended up falling for a man that works at the apartment complex. And you see how their romance was complicated but cute. But more so, you see her becoming someone else in a better way, because not allowing her limitation to prevent her from living life the way she should. I love this. I love the romance between them. I love her family dynamic, and which continue on because there's 3 sisters and each of them have a story. And so I was here for this. I was here for Get a Life, and I'm like, yeah, get a life, Peter. So I love this. Then Uh, Annabelle and Lee by Daniel Allen. When I think of this, I think of, you know, Luther, Just One Night. When you think of like that love that got away, or if that kind of romance that you didn't take serious, when you wish if you had a second chance, what would you do? That's how this book made me feel. Now, she's creative because she took a Edgar Allan Poe poem to kind of symbolize this love, and to be creative in this story as far as the poem. Now, when I did the review, I read the poem, so if you want to, I will leave the reviews. I did a review for all of these. I will leave the review where I read the poem that was that she used as the inspiration for the story. Now, I love how it is a story that started and 20 years later kind of deal, but it makes sense in this. It didn't drag because it's like they were childhood friends. There was that chemistry there as a child, and things happened that separated them and never saw each other again till how many, decades later, and how they were able to rekindle the friendship and gain romance at the same time. And it was such a good one. And like I said, I love how they use Sade as well. There's a song by Sade, I think it was Ordinary Love or something, I can't remember the exact song that they use in this one as well. But every time I keep thinking of Luther, I was like, yeah, Luther. But I really love this one. And Daniel Allen, she's one of my favorite. I mean, she's popped up on this list for the last, I've been doing this list, this is number 3 or 4, either 3 or 4, because but she's somewhat pop up on the list all the time because I have to read. And this year I did read 2 of her books, and this one was my favorite of the 2, and she did have a lot more, but I didn't get to those. But if you haven't read anything from Danielle Allen, I highly recommend. She writes realistic. I feel like a lot of her books that she writes, the characters I can relate to. I feel like she's writing bits and pieces of my story in some of these romance, of things I wish or things that did happen that maybe I wish didn't happen, that kind of deal. But anyway, Danielle Allen. Then number 2 on the list, Monty. I just love Monty. Monty was not nice in the beginning. Monty is this aggressive alpha male. That is the kind of man that is used to getting things his way, and women are to just heal and just do whatever he wants. And he met his match because he had an assistant who was doing everything he wanted, and slipped up once, and he saw that, realized what she was doing, and instead of being grateful, he was pretty much mean about it. And when he realized that she wasn't gonna take it, he put himself in harm's way, and she ended up having to come to his rescue. But in a way that was like, I just loved it. It was just like, oh, he was all in her house. He's a wealthy man, and he ended up in her home, and she having to take care of him because he was stupid, and all because he was, couldn't stand someone telling him no. And it's just seeing how he just, become this different person, and being kinder, and then you also realize why hurt people hurt you, and you get the background story why he became this hard rock, and became who he was because of past things that's happened to him. Now, this is a series, but they stand alone, so you do not have to read them all there. But I haven't read the other ones. I downloaded them on my Kindle, and I started Royal, but I didn't really finish that yet. But it's supposed to be on male in this family. And each of these male brothers, some are brothers, there is an uncle, that they hear their story of how they found love. But then you hear the past that they had and how they became wealthy, that kind of deal. But I definitely want to go back to that series and read the other one. But Monty was just, and how, I never read anything from this author, which is Tina Martin. The way she described him, he just comes off sexy as hell. Like, I'm just be like, what? He just seemed like a sexy ass man. the best way I can put it. But I was so into this, and I loved this character. He's not for everybody, because I know a lot of people are not big fan of alpha male, but I love alpha male in real life. I like alpha male, even though I'm a bit aggressive. I am not the typical person that should be dating an alpha male, but I do like aggressive man, and this was, yeah. And my number one, which I'm pretty sure you guys know, because I was acting a fool when this one came out, and that was wrong book. And that was Take a Hint, Danny Brown. I did a video review of this, and I'm sure you guys saw my expression. This was one of the most realistic chemistry between two individuals that was not over the top, that was not emotionally draining, that there was no off the wall storyline, and the male character reads romance. And he used romance novel the way it should be used by a lot of people, which is to get you more connected with life in a positive way, of learning how to love, learning how to understand how people love, and romance in terms of chemistry, and it's just certain things you get from romance novel that you're not going to get from other books. And especially if you are going through an emotional state that is not, you know, that is of loss, you can just get lost in romance and take it to another place. And I just love that. I like that it had more real life in terms of social media, of how they were caught on video and become this like this couple that everybody looked at and wanted to know more about, even though at the time they were not a couple, because they were just the friend that, you know, they're gonna bring each other some coffee. They're gonna say hi to each other, but never beyond that. And then something sparked that changes that, and they got to know each other. And I think for me, I love romance that has friendship in it, where the characters can have fun with each other, be sarcastic and laugh, and you know, enjoy each other's enjoy being in each other's space. And I love this. Now the female character, she's a little bit at times, you know, has her way, but you know, at the same time, he balances her out. I mean, you can't get the perfect woman or the perfect guy. You have to get the perfect two that can coexist together, and you get that in this story. I smiled when I was reading this a lot. I find moments where I'm just like, gosh, you know, gushing over the what happened, the smut. When the smut happened, it just was so cute and romantic and fun. I think this is like the best that I've read in a while, as far as romance that really is memorable and mainstream, because I don't read a lot of mainstream romance. If you've seen my list, there's a lot of indie author that I typically read, and this was one of those that was mainstream that I really liked and loved, and it's my favorite for the year, no hands down. And I do look forward to the third book, which is going to be The Last Sister. And I don't want to read arcs of this. I want the full copy of the book. That's me when it comes to something that I really like. And so I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait until the third one comes out. I don't know when, but I will definitely get it when it comes out, review it. And hopefully, you know, the third sister gave me what Danny gave me. And Danny was amazing. And I love it. And yeah. So anyway, that's my top 5, guys. I love talking about romance. As you can see, I get all in my feelings because it's a genre I absolutely love, and I love it dearly, and as well as historical fiction, and this one was amazing. So thanks for watching, guys. But before, what was your favorite romance? Because I'm always looking for what other people really love and add it to my list to see if something I would want to read in 2021. So let me know your favorite romance that you've read, and leave it in a comment. And thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.